Buddycast. No, don't be naughty, go meet a buddy here on Buddycast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and host of Buddycast, Nick Sorensen.
Welcome back, everybody, to your favorite show, Buddycast. As you've heard, I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. It's been a while. I know. It's been a while. Don't shoot the messenger. Life has been crazy. I needed a little break from Buddycast. I admit. I needed some time to myself, to find myself, to deal with some personal things, just get back to life in general, and just needed a little rest and relaxation. It hasn't been an easy road this past year and such, and I just needed to find myself, needed to find the true meaning of Buddycast, needed to find who Buddy was, But I'm happy to say, in the words of Stevie Wonder, now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Here I am, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. And you guys aren't getting rid of this buddy yet, so don't even try it. But we're back. We've got some wild things planned for this year. We're just gonna see what happens. In the meantime, in the first episode that I wanted to bring back, I thought, who would be the best guest to help me kick off Buddycast again? Who would be the guy that would just be everything I want the show to be, the true prime example of what it means to be a buddy? And instantly, every question I was asking, a name kept popping up. Trent Rentsch, Trent Rentsch, Trent Rentsch, Trent Rentsch, like a heartbeat. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to reach out to this guy. Why not? And it took him 5 seconds to say, let's do it. Let's make this happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring you the man, the myth, the legend, my great buddy, Trent Rentsch. How you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you doing? By the way, the rest of the story, for everybody out there, the rest of the story is he's been writing Elton John for 8 months and it didn't pan out. So he had to go to the bench. Let's just call it that. Let's call it what it is.
One day I'm going to get him on the show. One day. But
you are going to get him on the show.
Oh, I know I will. I know. I got some tricks up my sleeve. Just like any old good magician.
I know. That's you.
So, buddy, speaking of magic, what have you been up to? What's been going on since we last chatted eons ago?
Goodness. Well, gosh, that's been about 50 pounds or so ago. Bigger suit. Been working on a lot of magic here and there, and I've got a day job too. Let's be realistic about my life, and I work for an advertising agency. And it's been very, very busy. So I understand what you've been going through a bit in this last year, because it's that tight balance between what Jeff McBride calls the golden handcuffs of having to have a day job and actually performing magic. And I'm working on that balance, and I'm getting there. And no, I have not performed in front of a large group in a long time, but I've done a lot of close-up, and it's been very refreshing to just really get one-on-one with people and show what I can do. So it's been a lot of fun this past 8 months.
Sweet. So tell me about the golden handcuffs thing. Tell me about more of that philosophy.
The golden handcuffs. Jeff McBride, who along with Kent and Nick are two of my mentors in this crazy world of magic, has said, when you have a full-time job, that's your golden handcuffs, because you've got that paycheck coming in, and you like having that paycheck coming in, and that money's really, really nice, and it's hard to walk away from. And that really resonated with me, because yes, it is really hard to walk away from a full-time job where you're making a decent living and you're getting some really good benefits, and just saying, hey, I'm going to hop in and be a magician and do birthday parties and kid shows and bar mitzvahs and hopefully a cruise ship or two, and expect that you're going to be paying the bills that you've already racked up with your full-time job. So yeah, there's a balance. There's a definite balance. And the trick is really coming in the back door, right? Kind of going into things sideways. And that's always been me anyway. That's how I live my life. I live my life sideways. But the trick is just building up that clientele, right? And building up the jobs, building up an income and a revenue, and then eventually being able to say goodbye to the golden handcuffs and getting that golden key to take them off. And it's coming.
Nice. That was my next question. I'm like, how do you find that balance? How do you find, taking all that stress and just turning it into magic?
Boy, that is a tricky question. And I wish I had a really definitive answer for that, because there are days that are harder than others. It's hard to get done after 8-9 hours at work and sit down with a deck of cards or grab Fluff, my puppet. You might remember Fluff, my dog.
Oh, I remember Fluff.
You remember Fluff, yeah, and say, Fluff, hey buddy, let's practice for a couple hours. And that is a trick, but it comes down to commitment. It comes down to telling yourself, look, this is a means to an end. And so you got to put in the time. You got to make it happen. And again, some days it's harder than others, but I'm working on it.
Nice. How much practice time do you think you get in, like at night or weekly or something like that?
I'd probably say more of a weekly basis. I try to get in, gosh, if I can get in 5 or 6 hours a week at this point of practice. That's not talking about building the act. That's not talking about, designing, marketing, all of those things that go into having a magic business as well. This is just solid practice, sitting down with the cards and doing the thing. It's hopefully 5 or 6 hours a week. I can get into that, but I sneak in practice too. I'm not gonna lie. I sneak in practice because if I'm on Zoom meetings for my regular job, I've got a deck of cards in my hands, and I'm not looking at my hands. I'm just doing things with the cards, right? So so there's some hidden practice that happens during my day.
Nice. Have there ever been times where you've been just working and all of a sudden you think you forget where you are for a minute and you're like, wait a minute, am I at work or am I doing a thing? Either way, is this the card?
It's funny. That actually has happened at least once or twice. One day I coughed up some playing cards, much to the dismay of everyone that was in my Zoom meeting. But then they went, oh, okay, it's just Trent. He's doing that magic thing. So it's all good.
It's good. It's just Trent.
Yeah, exactly. I get a lot of that in my life, honestly, Nick. It's just Trent. I don't know where that comes from.
Well, buddy, no matter what, you always have some good buddies by your side, and you have, to help with your magic journey, you have a couple of mentors on your team too. Let's talk about those mentors.
Oh, of course. Wonderful people. I mentioned the names here a minute ago. Jeff McBride out in Las Vegas with his Magic and Mystery School, taking some courses with him. And of course, Kenton Nepper, Brother K. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You summoned him.
I did. How did I know this was going to happen? Brother K, what are you doing? What are you? You're all tied up, my friend, and I can't hear you. This is his great mime act. Have you ever seen his mime act? It's really amazing. He's going to have a hard time turning on his microphone, I can tell. Oh, there we go. Very nice. No, wait. No. Oh, lovely. Look at that. Look at that. The man, the myth, the legend. My brother Kay, Kenton Nepper. We cannot hear you, my friend. Can you turn on your microphone?
There we go. Whoop.
Oh, you had it on for half a second. There you go. Now you're on. Now you're just playing with me.
I was playing with you the whole time. What can I say? I'm sorry.
Ah.
No, I was saying was, geez, I don't have golden handcuffs. I have silver things, and they're stuck on me, and that's what I have. But see, you both are very smart because you had a real regular job, and that allows you to have money and things. I was never that good, so I had to just do what I did and hope that I would. I'm free. I'm free falling. But falling up, so it's like any good fool. It's a good thing. But it's wonderful to see you guys. I'm glad Buddycast is back. I mean, cheers to having Buddycast back. This is good to see you guys. Cheers. And people may not know this, but Trent is not only is Trent a student of mine, but Trent is instrumental in a whole lot of things in my world. Trent is on screen in our Cinemagician show in a character that he does, and he is absolutely instrumental on screen. He's hilarious, but he's informative. He's absolutely required for that show to work. So there's that. And then, besides doing magic, I also do music. And if it were not for Brother Trent, we'd be in a real different situation. Early on, Trent was kind enough to master some of my early works and sound engineer some of my early works, and be a good enough of a buddy to say, that you still haven't found your voice yet. And he would be that honest with me, and I'm really grateful because it's like, hey, don't try to sound like anybody else. Find your own thing. And then eventually he went, oh, well, I guess you found it. and that's when I knew we were on our way. So and not to mention that I had equipment fail. I was broken into and had instruments stolen. And Trent surprised me by giving me instruments and equipment and things that I needed more than once, so that I could keep going. So we owe a lot. All of us around here owe a lot to Trent. That's for sure.
Well, I believe in you, brother. I believe in you, and I believe in your music, and I believe in your magic, and you know that.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't keep coming back and saying, "How do I do this? I have no idea." Right?
But Trent is such a gift. He comes off as such, it's very funny and everything, and he is, and he's very warm-hearted. But he's
looks aren't everything, Ken. Looks aren't everything.
But you're a great thinker too. You just hide it under your hat so people don't know it. But he's a really, really diabolical thinker, and when he does magic, it's like people love him for obvious reasons. They're so surprised, and he acts like it's just funny and silly, and it's not. It's beautiful magic done as if it's a goof, and it's great stuff. Yeah.
No, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And Nick, I'm so glad to see you back, buddy. It's about time. Yay.
It's been a long time coming, my friend. It's been a long time coming. I've just been I've hit like that little slump in life, where you need a little mental break. You just need some time to yourself, get lost in nature, do your own thing, and let the real world catch up to you. But then you still have that edge in you. You still have that spark that never goes away, that little flame that eventually keeps growing and growing and growing until you're like, you know what? I'm going back into it.
I don't have a choice. I have to go back. I have to go do this. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. That's exactly right.
So, Kenton, I got to ask, how's Trent been as a student? As a student of yours, how's he been?
How's he been? He practices. He never practices. No. What's great about Trent is I can say to him at any time, that's a really good idea, but that doesn't work, or this doesn't work, or I think this needs to be tightened up. And it won't take him but like a heartbeat to fix it. He listens, and then he goes, oh, okay, I see. I didn't think of it that way. I see what you're saying. Great, fine, fixed. And so he's very easy to work with that way because he's intelligent, because he listens. We've obviously, very fond of each other. So they're basic requirements for being a great student. And that is respect and listening and willingness. And Trent has all that. So
Perfect.
Comes with age. I used to be a lousy student, but the older you get, the less you know. And so
that's the truth.
Just keep bringing it in, and I'll try to absorb it.
Yes, as I'm fond of repeating, only the foolish think themselves wise.
Mm-hmm. Now, Trent, if I ask Lori how good of a listener you are, what are we gonna hear?
Trying to think if I should plead the fifth here. No, we do really well, and she supports my magic so much. I'm very blessed that way. She, I don't even know that I've told. Well, I've told you guys. We went on a cruise last fall, and it was the cruise that has Spellbound, the Magic Castle, mini Magic Castle on the cruise ship. And she made a point of making sure that we could go and enjoy that. I got to meet a couple of wonderful world-class magicians there, which was amazing. And then she also took me down to Nashville to the House of Cards. And that's another kind of mini Magic Castle in Nashville. And again, wonderful entertainers. And I learned so much from watching them and meeting them and talking to them. And all of that was Lori. I mean, I see a lot of things and I go, that'd be kind of fun to do, but I don't act on it. If she catches wind of something like that, she's like, let's go do it. So I'm very blessed in that regard. No question.
Lori's great. I mean, I haven't spent enough time with her as much as I'd like to, but every time I have, she's just such a treasure. And so, she reminds me, really, Nick, you and Jess have that too, right? Where you're just really great pals and you listen to each other and you understand each other and you both support each other. And Trent and Lori are very much that way. There's just no doubt about it. They're both just incredibly special people. And what a blessing to have that kind of a marriage. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
I'm horribly overchicked. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, just incredible. The dumb luck that spills out of me.
Yep.
What's that?
You see, Trent has learned the most magical words in any man's life. Yes, dear.
Yes, and
those are the magic words in life.
I think now we can say, Trent, you have all the best words.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Hey, Kenton, thanks for stopping on. Thanks for encouraging.
Great to see you guys. Take care. Good to see you. Love you too. I'll see you later.
All right. Love you, man.
I love you too. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Take care. Oh, what a nice surprise. Thanks,
Absolutely.
Nick. What a lovely surprise that was.
Absolutely. And you needed a little encouragement. You needed a mentor to just say, hey, that's my student. That's the thing. But tell me about your other...
I haven't even paid him this month and I got that kind of response. Come on.
Yeah. So tell me about your other mentor, Jeff McBride.
Jeff McBride. Yeah, I've taken some lessons from Jeff. Jeff, as I was mentioning before, suddenly Kenton magically appeared. Jeff has the Magic and Mystery School out in Las Vegas, and he's taught everybody, and he's been on Penn and Teller, and of course he fooled them, and he's also trained a lot of other people who have fooled Penn and Teller. What I love about Jeff is he really customizes his lessons to your skill level and where you want to be as far as your act is concerned. I mean, like, he's working with people that are doing big stage acts, and he knows that's not me. He knows I'm going to be a big goof in front of a bunch of people and make them laugh. And so he's always looking for little things that might fit into my act. And he thinks about the pieces that I put together a lot like Kenton does, and says, that really works, or no, that doesn't work. Not a stitch. Don't throw it away. Just throw it away. He's very, very good about that. Or he'll say, that's okay, but here's something else you could do that's kind of the same thing, but might be better. So he's been wonderful as well. I mean, when I talk about being blessed by mentors, I am truly blessed, because
and those are the
Jeff
mentors.
and Kenton are two of the best in the world. Two of the best in the world.
Those are the mentors you need. The ones that encourage you, but say, "Hey, I like this. I like this idea, but here's how you can make it better. Here's how you can take it to the top." Not just the ones that keep encouraging you. You're doing such a great job. You're doing this. When on the inside, they have the nervous laughter and the thinking like this poor student's going to crash and burn.
Look, I'd much rather be told the truth. If I'm a big no talent hack, I just wanted them to tell me from the beginning, look, just walk away from this. And neither one of them has. They've both been very encouraging. They've both been wonderful, wonderful mentors and friends on top of it, which means a lot, because in a lot of ways, I'm a novice, because I started in magic when I was a kid, and I did shows when I was in high school. I did shows when I was in college. And then I kind of walked away from it for a lot of years. And so now I'm at a level of people who are probably 30 years or younger than that. Right. So all my mentors are actually my age, and they've actually been doing it the whole time. So it's nice to have them as friends as well as mentors. And I've been lucky enough to have that.
Then that makes the difference too, because it's got to be someone that you like to work with. It's got to be like that boss that you like to do the work with. You enjoy doing this. It's not just someone you're stuck with, or, well, he's the best in the business, so why not?
Right.
I gotta stick with them. If I want to be as good as him, I gotta take this criticism, or someone
exactly.
It's like the professional relationship versus the personal relationship situation.
And it's nice to have a little combination of both, I just like people. And I like people who like people. And I know that sounds like a very simplistic thing to say, but it has come to me in the last few years, especially, that there are people who don't like other people. They don't want to have positive relationships with other people. They want their lives to be about them, and that's fine. And that, live and let live. That's the way I look at it. But I would like to have a support group of people who just care about each other and care about everybody else in the world. And that's where Buddycast drew me from the beginning. I mean, honestly,
that's what I look for in Buddycast. I don't look for the buddies like, yeah, you've got a big name, you got a big name attached to yourself, but let's face it, you would rather be, everywhere else. Like you're kind of like treating me as if though you're doing this as like, I'm here, you're here. Let's, you're just doing this because I owe someone a favor, or you promised me I could promote this or something like that. If that's how it's
exactly.
You can tell it from the tone of you can tell the tone from like your conversation, like, hey, this guy really cares about the show compared to this guy who's just here to get free advertising and all this other stuff. So it's buddies like you that make the show. It's buddies like you that want to be here and want to hang out, want to meet new people, share their stories, things like that. That's what makes Buddycast. That's what puts the buddy in Buddycast.
The buddy in Buddycast. You should trademark that. I think we need T-shirts. I really do.
Ooh, Mrs. Buddycast has been doing a lot of cricket projects and has been phenomenal at them. She's made me a couple items, and I think she's learning how to do T-shirts now. So we might.
There you go. There you go, Buddycast t-shirts, and the next thing, next big thing.
So
I mean, look, I've got a Post-it note next to me over here, and I'm pointing over here because my actual workspace is literally right there. That says "Make people happy." It's right in front of my eyes all day long, every day. And I kind of want to I like to live my life that way.
Yeah.
You know, life is too short to frown and be upset all the time.
Exactly.
Even though we might have a lot of things to be upset about. I can't take that stress. I can't. I gotta laugh. And I'm hoping that other people can too. And if they're laughing at me and not with me, that's okay too.
Hey, what does one of my favorite actors say? My pain may be the reason for someone's laugh, but my laugh will never be the reason for someone's pain. I believe that was Mr. Charlie Chaplin.
I believe it was. Yeah, you're right.
And as my favorite fictional boxer says, it ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. You heard me in the beginning. Life has hit me left and right, knocked me down, kicked dirt in my face when I was down. Just you name it. As Elton John and Stevie Wonder said, I've been to I've been down the darkest alleys, been to the bottom where the angels cry. But it's about how you rise. It's about how you get up, brush yourself off, tap life on the shoulder and say, I didn't hear no bell.
That's why I loves you, Rock. I loves you, Rock. You're amazing.
I love it. Love it. You do a good Mickey impression.
Oh, you kidding? Burgess Meredith? He was the best. He was one of my heroes. I actually have dressed up and played the Burgess Meredith Penguin with a friend of mine in an act at one point. And checkered past, we'll get into that at some point. But no, he was in Rocky. He was amazing. Yeah.
Yep. Even in Grumpy Old Men, he was hysterical.
I'm not going to quote any of him from Grumpy Old Men.
I was about to say, let's keep the show buddy-like, but
yeah, let's moving on.
Yep. So, we've shared your story, we've shared a little of my story. Let's share our story. You've been a buddy since day one that I met you. I met you when I met everyone with Sonic Cinema, when I was getting into all the magicians and meeting all them. But you've stuck around. You've been there thick and thin. You were there for me on a very, very, very important day, and I today, you and me send funny memes to each other all the time. I think we're at somewhere between 1 million and 1 billion.
Probably, and most of them we couldn't share on Buddycast either. No. No, we have a lot of fun. Yeah, I was there the day that you said I do, and Jess said I do too. Which there was an over under on that. I'm kidding. That's a joke. No, that was a wonderful time coming up to Erie and getting to meet your family and spending an amazing day. That truly was an amazing day, your wedding.
I couldn't have asked for
it. Knocked me out. It knocked me out. And it was so obvious that you two were just perfect for each other. And so I felt very blessed when you asked me to be one of your groomsmen. Even though everybody was like, why is Grandpa one of the groomsmen? But I digress.
He's up there because he's someone that I would trust with my life. He's up there because he is someone that would be there for you in a heartbeat when you're trying to revamp your podcast after going through heck and back 1 million times. He's the first one to step up and say, how can I help? What can I do? And that's the definition of a buddy. So that is why he was up there with me. I will defend that to the end of the earth.
Well, thanks, my friend. Yeah, it was wonderful. And, I think it started, I think you're right, with the Sonic Cinema folks. And they said, look, there's this podcast. And we were on it. And we think that you would have some fun on there. And that's kind of where all of this started. And then, oh, goodness, we did several. Buddycast. And then we did some of the Buddy Aid, which was a lot
Mm-hmm.
of fun, where we had a lot of performers and
Mhm.
raised some money for some of our buddies, which was great. Goodness, then we had the Supernatural Buddycast that you let me co-host on, which was a lot of fun with the
Mhm.
folks from the Ghost Hunters in Erie.
Yes.
What is it?
Erie
Remind me
Unknown.
of their naming. Yeah, Erie Unknown, and those guys are terrific as well. So
They are. They are. I still keep in touch with one of them today, and he's the same way. First thing I would ever, if I ever came to him, first question out of his mouth: "How can I help? What can I do?"
That's right. That's right. So it's been a fun evolution, and again, I'm so pleased that you're getting back on your feet with Buddycast, and I was so happy that you asked me to come tonight.
Like I said, everything I was thinking about for the show, I need someone who I can have a good laugh with, someone that I can just have a good conversation with. I'm not going to be like super nervous because I'm like, hey, you've never been on the show before. I hope you like it or something. Just something that I know this person just fits the right job requirement. And every question I was asking myself, like, who can give me the biggest laugh? Trent. Who can just carry on a conversation with me and make it feel like we're just two buddies talking on a show? Trent. So why wouldn't I ask you? That's the bigger question. So,
Who's the weirdest human being I know? Trent. Here we go.
so buddy, with all of your magic journey, with everything you've been through, you've been on magical cruises, you've done work with Sonic Cinema. What are some of your magic wishes? What are your goals that you still have left?
Oh, wow. Goals. Well, obviously the becoming a full-time magician is the biggie, right? I mean, I think many magicians, I'm not going to say every magician has that goal, but I think that there are a lot of souls out there, men and women, who would really like to make that happen. And it's been exciting because I've seen some people, and Jonathan Molo, who was on Buddycast at one point, has taken the bull by the horns, and I'm seeing him going all over the country right now and doing things. Our bubble artist, Meadow, who does the bubble magic. She's all over the place. She's been at the Magic Castle performing several times. And so it's exciting to see people taking that dream, grabbing it, and running with it. And that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I would love to be able to, I don't know if I'll play the castle, but it would be fun to hit some of these smaller venues that are opening up, and they're opening up all over the country now. There are small magic clubs everywhere in this country, and I would love to take a tour and just do my goofy little act and make some people smile, and maybe a cruise ship. Who knows? Maybe I'll get to do a cruise ship magic thing at some point. I'd love to do it.
Definitely.
It would be terrific.
Definitely.
And Lori would love that too, because then she wants to be on the cruise. But that's
I was about to say, you do your magic thing. I'll be over. She'll be over there, doing, having a smoothie on the deck.
Yeah, I'll be on deck having a Mai Tai or something. Go do your little magic thing. Of course, she kind of does that already when we go on trips, because I'll be in the bar showing people little things, and she's like, "Okay, that's really cute. Go. I'm gonna go someplace else now. Goodbye."
I'll meet up with you later. I'll meet up with you after the 7th pina colada. Don't worry.
Have fun, magic boy. No.
Awesome. How much does it mean to you that you have a partner that's truly supportive of what you do? Because that's the same for me. Just as supportive from day one of the show.
Yeah, like I was saying before, I mean, it means the world to have someone who says, "Yeah, just do it. Why aren't you doing it?" In fact, there are nights when I go, "God, I don't want to do this," and she's like, "Yeah, but you do want to do this." And that's a perspective that I need. I'm that kind of person. I mean, for me to have an audience tonight and talk to you, right? That's when I'm on fire. When I'm rehearsing, I'm not on fire. And so I need that little flame on my back end sometimes going, look, work on it, because you will be in front of people and you're going to be that much better because you rehearsed. It's those kind of little things that just keep me going and keep me excited, and it's no small thing.
Mm-mm. Like I said, from day one, I brought this goofy idea of a podcast that I'm just going to meet a bunch of people and hear their stories, do this. I was prepared for a lot of feedback. Like, okay, if you want to do this, here's what's got to happen. Like, here's this, and this. Make sure you don't do that, all that. And right from Jess, right from the source. Her first question,
Right.
first thing was, not only do I love this idea, but I want to be your first guest. Like, this sounds incredible.
I remember that.
And
That
the rest was
really exciting time.
history. So it means the world to have a truly amazing partner that just loves what you do and supports it every single step of the way.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So now go back. I'm gonna do a little time traveling here. Go back to when Trent was a young boy, like maybe let's say teens, 20s, 30s, and maybe just starting to dabble in magic or think of magic, things like that. What advice would you give yourself back then? Like if you were to meet that person today, what advice would you tell yourself?
What advice would I give him? Lose the top hat and the cape because you look like an idiot. Find your own voice. Get out there and find your own voice. Because I was a bad imitation of a lot of magicians when I was at that age, and there's nothing wrong with imitation when you're learning, right? But I do think the time comes when you need to find yourself in your own work, and I should have done it sooner than later, right? And that goes for everyone of a certain age who has a passion for something. Just do the work, do the practice on whatever it is that you're doing. Look at your heroes, try to figure out how they're doing what they're doing, and then take all of that and find your own voice.
Perfect, Sean. I like it. Find your voice, and just put in the work. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to, mess up something, because that's how you learn.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I mess up every day, and it's a learning process. And hopefully, I don't make the same mess up twice in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hopefully, I don't make the same mistake 3 times in a row. But
okay, 4 times.
Okay, 4 times a charm. Right? Exactly. No, but you're going to make mistakes. You're gonna mess up. You're going to do things that aren't going to make people happy. But you know what? If you keep swinging, if you keep coming to the plate and swinging and showing people what you got, you're going to find your audience.
Hmm. Perfect. Now we got to throw in a little comedy here, because we can't do a buddy cast with Trent without throwing in a little laugh or comedy or something.
Oh, you think so? I don't know. I'm such a serious guy.
Keeping it buddy appropriate, of course. Which one of the funniest thing that's ever happened to you while doing magic?
Oh, this was wonderful. This was great. My last show at a senior living center, and by the way, they are the best audience on the planet. Anyone who has gone, I don't know, I don't want to perform for old people. I will tell you, there is no better audience on the planet than a group of people that live in a retirement community, because they don't get live entertainment, right? They don't get out. They don't get to go to a theater. They don't get to go to a play. They don't get to go to the ballet. Many of them are stuck there, so they love having a live performer. And some of them have never seen magic before, live, honestly. There are a lot of people in this world who have never seen magic live. They might have seen it on TV, but they've never seen it live. And to watch their eyes light up and their expressions and their puzzlement and their laughter, I mean, it's a wonderful group to work for. That said, I have a particular part of my routine where I have someone come up from the audience, and I had a birthday girl come up, I believe for 87th birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh.
And we had sung happy birthday to her. And I don't do fireworks, but suddenly these streamers come out of nowhere for birthdays, just for special occasions when I do shows. I don't know. The fire department doesn't like you bringing fireworks into a retirement community. I don't understand that. I digress. Anyway, so I have the birthday girl up there with me. She's helping me. I have a deck of cards that I have cut into two even piles. I hand her the pile, one in each hand, and I say, okay, let's see if I can. Oh, no, it's up here. Hey, I don't know which camera I'm looking at. Okay. So she's got the cards in two hands. And I say, now on the count of three, I want you to throw one and only one of those decks over your head. And this hand automatically goes, whoom! Cards everywhere.
Clean up aisle 9.
Clean up aisle 9. And I'm like, okay, let's do this again. Let's take this pile. Now this time, wait until I say 3.
At least you knew what you wanted.
Hey, she figured it out. She just didn't take instructions all that well. But it was fun, and the audience laughed, and I laughed it off after a moment of shock and disbelief, and she didn't mess up the trick, and I didn't mess up the trick, thank goodness. So, but it was fun. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. No, buddy, there's something that I've been wanting to ask you for a little while.
Okay.
Promo images. You've sent me, things to help me advertise the show. One thing I've noticed in those images is a certain card that you have, a certain Joker card. Is there a story behind that? The Joker is really important. In fact, let me grab my list because I actually wrote down things because I had a feeling we'd get into this. The Joker to me is kind of my spirit animal in a lot of ways, because the Joker is a wild card. It's unpredictable. It causes chaos and disruption. But on the other side of the coin, the Joker is always kind of tied in with a trickster, and that whole mythology of the trickster in the tarot. So he's also about change and new beginnings and humor and starting fresh and a symbol of potential. And that's why I love the Joker, because he's kind of me in a lot of ways, if that makes any sense. Because I just kind of break the rules. I just kind of do my thing, and I don't know. Kenton could tell you more about me breaking the rules than I probably can. But just as long as you're not breaking the rules like the Joker on Batman,
That's right. Yeah, I look horrible in a white face. So we're going to avoid that. But no, the Joker is again the wild card. And I kind of like being the wild card. I like being the unexpected person who suddenly a voice comes out of me, or a few playing cards come out of my mouth out of nowhere, or I don't know. I just like being silly.
Love it.
And yeah.
Honestly, if you weren't silly, I don't know. I don't even know how I would describe you to people. Not in the bad way. Oh, he's just a silly, clown or something like that. But I don't know how I would describe my buddy Trent. I'd be because I describe you as if you're looking for someone who's fun, energetic, going to be the life of the party in a matter of 0.5 seconds. This is the guy I'm pointing to. This is the guy I'm saying you're looking for him. You know, if the police showed up to this stream and said, "Hey, we're looking for the funny guy who thought it was funny to make our, to make our car disappear or do something, or that would be funny to leave like a bunch of magic tricks on our desk or something," I'd be, I'd have to go. I'd have to go through the police lineup, but I'm pretty sure it's the guy in the middle there with the top hat.
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, again, and I don't want to keep going back to this, but I do want to make people happy, and I do want to kind of bring a little sunshine to their day, and that's why I carry around a dollar bill made in the shape of a top hat, so that I can make a bunny appear.
Ooh!
And then I will hand the bunny bill to someone who's having a bad day, just to make their day a little bit better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silly, but with a purpose.
Hey, that's what it's all about: making people happy, making people smile, just giving something. Because you never know, how many people have you seen smile? Like, how many people have you walked by and they've just had that grumpy look on their face, like, I'm just tired, I want to do, I want to go home, I want to do this, and then you do a simple magic trick, like, is this your card, or something like make a coin appear from somewhere, or just something goofy, and they go from this grumpy, like, just get me home, to a big smile, a big grin on their face, like you just brighten their day right there.
That silly little bunny bill thing is a case in point. We were in an airline. What airline was it? No, we were off the plane at this point. We were sitting at a restaurant in some airport, and our server, you can tell when someone's having a bad day, right? I mean, the slumped shoulders, and she had a smile, but it was a, "Hi, can I help you?" It was one of those.
It was one of those
you could just
smiles.
You could just tell that she had been beaten up and down, And so I said to Lori, I'm going to give her one of the bunnies. Lori knows what that means. She said, "Yeah, I think she needs one." So she came over, and I did the bit, and the bunny popped out, and I said, "And this is for you." And I handed it to her, and she started crying, which was not exactly what I was expecting. But she said, I woke up this morning just having the worst day. Everything has fallen apart here. And you've given me a little hope today. You made me smile. You gave me a little hope today. She said, "I think the rest of my day is going to be a little bit better." And I said, "You know what? I think it is too." And it was all that silly, it wasn't the bunny bill. It was the connection. It was that I noticed that she was having a bad day, and I shared a little magic with her, and it changed everything.
100%. Because that's what magic's about. It's not about the trick. It's not about this is the punch in the joke, or the punch in the trick, or like the outcome or something. It's about just the connection. It's about seeing the reaction from people. It's about seeing that amazement on their face, or their laughter, or something,
People will ask me, "Hey, how do you do that?" And I'm like, it's not that. It's not that. If you knew how 95% of the tricks out there are done, you would just shake your head and go, "That's the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. There's no way that fools people." Oh, no? Well, it does.
Exactly.
And you know why it does? It isn't the effect. It isn't how it is done. It's how it is done.
It's not the trick. It's the magician.
It's the trick and the magician and the spectator together, coming together and sharing a moment. And that's where the real magic happens.
Perfect. Now, buddy, I told you I'm rethinking some things with the show. I'm reconfiguring some things. Buddycast has had an algorithm since the beginning, with asking advice at the end and all that. You you already gave your magic advice. You already gave, what young magicians or, people who want to be magicians should expect. Let's change it. This is going to be the change up here.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some advice, or I want you to give me some advice in life. Just lay some life advice on me, for me personally, not just, your general, what you'd tell anybody in the streets, but give me some advice, and then I'm going to lay some life advice on you.
Ooh, give Nick Sorensen some life advice. That's a big one. Don't hesitate. Never hesitate, because your gut knows what you really want out of life. Deep down inside, you know exactly where you want to be. You know exactly what you want to be doing. Don't hesitate. Because you're not doing yourself any favors that way.
No. Not at all.
That would be it. It's simple, but it's true.
I love that advice. Don't hesitate, because I need to learn that advice. Many other times I've tried to, just from Buddycast, many other times I've tried to be like, should I reach out to this guest? No, they're way too busy, important, yada, 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 yada. They're not going to come on a podcast. But then I take the leap and they're like, of course. Where do we sign up? What do we have to do?
That's right.
Even when I met Jess, there was hesitation. There's no way she's going to date a guy from Pennsylvania. There's no way she's going to do all this. And she said, why not? So now it's time for my advice to you. My advice is from a recent song I heard from Michael Franti, which is called Be Who You Are. Be who you are, nothing more, nothing less. Be who you are, and you'll find the very best. I never want you to stop being Trent. I never want you to stop being your fun-loving self who just makes everyone smile, who's there for everybody in a heartbeat, who, when they reach out to you for a favor, whether it's I'm revitalizing my podcast and I need someone to help me break the ice, just be Trent, be who you are. Don't let the world change you, because the world's out there trying to change everybody, whether it's political, whether it's social, whether it's just whatever. The world's always trying to change you, but never change. I want you to always be who you are. Always be Trent. Always be the fun-loving guy that we know, and just continue to have fun in life, no matter what you do, no matter where you go.
Thank you, my friend. It's great advice.
That is my advice to you, my buddy. So, buddy.
Thank you, my friend.
I got one more piece of advice for you before we end the show, because there's one thing that never changes on Buddycast.
What's that?
My final advice, so we can sign off on this episode, is whatever you're going to do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you're going to promise me you're going to go out and you're going to go be someone's buddy.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you so much. This has been a great time, and next time I'll do a trick or two for you, huh?
Ooh, do you actually have time for a trick?
Oh, I twist my arm. Okay, maybe there's something here. Okay. I actually need a little help from you, Nick, because here's what's happened. I bought these cards, and they were cheap. They say bicycle on them, but I don't think that they're bicycle cards, because I got them on Temu. You heard of Temu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's buying cheap stuff on Temu. Well, I'm worried about the colors on these, and I really don't know if you're going to be able to really make out what these cards are before we get into everything. So Nick, can you tell me what's the suit of that card?
Those are clubs.
Oh, very good. And you can see the number?
Number 10.
Number 10, and the color is okay on that?
Yep. Black, 10.
Okay. Okay, very good. That's good with that one. Let's try this one. Okay. So
you got a red 6 of diamonds.
Okay, very good. Well, there's a couple more diamonds here. Here. Oh, let's try this. Okay.
That one's what do we have? That's a face card. That's the King of Spades. Okay,
very good. Very good. Okay, so we're doing good so far. We're we're doing all right. I think. I hope. I pray. that we're going to do okay. But I've got one more thing that I want to test here with this other card over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if you can tell the subtle difference between that card and these cards.
Well, the back of that one is blue. The other one is red.
Very good. Very good. You're right. So that's exactly what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that card in the middle of the deck. So what did I do there? What did I do there, Nick, with that what was that card, number one?
That card was the 6 of spades, if I'm not
right. And what was the color of the back on that?
That was the red card. Or not, was that the blue card?
Well, see, this is where things get all messed up. You see, this is actually a blue back deck. You see, and this is what I was afraid of with these cards. I mean, there is one red card right here,
Ooh.
and it's the 6 of spades. So, yeah, these cards are just no good. We can't do this trick at all, Nick. So let's do something else. Let's do one more thing here. Let's do no, let's not even do that one. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. You like games, right, Nick?
Yeah, love games.
You're a game kind of guy. All right. Are you game for a game?
Absolutely.
See, that's why I hate Las Vegas, because I love games, but I hate losing. So I had to come up with a game that I can't lose. Right? So I'm going to have you play this game with me. You're going to call all the shots, and I'm still going to win. It's going to be awesome. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to take 3 cards here. 1, 2, 3. You're going to give yourself 2 of these cards, either 1, 2, or 3. What's the first card you're going to give yourself?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. And you got one other between 1 and 3. What's the other one you want?
I'm going to go number 1.
You're going to go with number 1. He's sure on this one. All right. Let's get you 2 more cards here. So are you going to take number 1 or number 2 this time?
I'm going to take number 2.
Going to take number 2. All right. Now this time, Nick, you're going to be choosing for me. All right. So I'm going to have 1, 2, or 3. What's the first one I'm going to take?
I like number 3 for you.
Number 3 for me. Okay, fair enough. So now let's do the same thing we did with you. 1, 2. So do I have number 1 or number 2?
Let's go number 1.
Let's go with number 1. Why not? Let's do 2 more for you. Do we do number 1 or number 2?
Let's go number 2.
Number 2 for you. And we're going to do 2 more for me. Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2. All right. So now, oh goodness, where are we at? I should have done the other trick. I think I messed this up, Nick.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens. Although, I will say, oh, I was supposed to give myself that one. That's right. So now, top or bottom, Nick? Top or bottom?
Bottom.
Bottom. All right. So I got the bottom. You got the top. All right. I didn't screw this up. I just forgot one of the cards was supposed to be over here. All right. So, Nick, here's what you've got. Let's see. You got an ace. That's pretty good. All right. You got a king. That's pretty good. Huh? You got a queen. Boy, this is looking really good for you, Nick. You got the jack of spades. Look at that, Nick. Look what you got. And you got the 10 of spades. What a hand, Nick. If you were playing poker, would you bet on that hand?
1,000%.
Would you bet a drink on that hand, Nick?
You know I would.
Yeah, well, see, here's the problem, Nick. We weren't playing poker. We were actually playing Clue. And I had Colonel Mustard in the library with a cucumber, and you owe me a drink.
Hey.
So that's how that one goes. That's how that one goes.
I love it. That was awesome.
Just a mild setback there, but we made it through.
Hey. And you know I'm good for that drink.
Yeah, I do know that about you. That's one thing I know.
So, I'm good for it. But, buddy, again, thank you for helping me revitalize Buddycast. Thank you for all
Thank
that
you,
you've
my
done.
friend.
So, I wanted to.
This has been an absolute blast. Thank you.
Yep. For all my buddies out there, this is my buddy Trent Rentsch. Please check out his magic. Please give him a shout out. He doesn't bite hard. He's a really fantastic buddy, and he's the first buddy to say, "How can I help?" And that's why he's a buddy on Buddycast, just like you can be one day. I'm Nick Sorensen. Thank you for joining us on everybody's favorite show.
Well, the days are going fast, buddy, we've got to make them last, buddy, before they've all gone past, buddy, tune in to Buddycast.